Hello, everyone. Welcome to the latest edition of the Junior All-Star Season Preview Show. With me today, I have the Champlin Park girls basketball team. Welcome, welcome. Coach, we'll have you introduce yourself, and then we'll kick it to the players.
I'm Coach Arthur Crutch, head girls basketball coach of Champlin Park, second year.
We'll start with Izzy, and then we'll go down.
Hi, my name's Izzy. I'm a power forward and a senior.
Mikaelah.
Hi, I'm Mikaelah. I'm a senior and my position is guard.
Alicia.
I'm Alicia. I'm a senior and my position is point guard.
And Amelia.
I'm Amelia. I'm a senior as well, and I play a shooting guard.
Coach, it seems like a pretty experienced group. I hear a lot of the word senior coming out, so it's a lot of experience for your team this season.
Yeah, yes, for sure. And that's what we're banking on this year too, is our senior leadership, our maturity and our growth from the year before.
So what we usually do is to kick it off. We always say last year was kind of that crazy here. COVID, you always had, I'm sure the players I always say are thrilled that masks are gone. I bet coaches sometimes kind of wish the masks were still there a little bit. but I said, in dealing with not knowing if you're going to have a game, after you have a game, if that game could affect your next couple of, having contact tracing and whatnot. So just kind of looking past that going into this year, kind of what's some of the exciting things about your team and things you're looking forward to people seeing with this group, now that we've kind of a little bit put COVID behind us, not as prevalent as it was.
Yeah, with you explaining it, Eric, that's cool. I don't think people realize how hard last season was, and especially for these young ladies, how hard it was with the new coach coming in with the pandemic. So already this year, I can see the growth, the excitement, the maturity, the camaraderie, the chemistry, with them being allowed to play together during the summer and workouts and open gym. You can see it already, the difference from last year to this year, where you just see the team chemistry, which I would say is going to be scary for other teams. So,
and Alicia, we'll have you talk about it from the player's perspective. What is that like, kind of the difference on the court, that you guys can play with each other. You can build that chemistry a lot earlier than last year, where it's kind of building on the fly, where this year it's going to be built when we hit the ground running.
This year, I think we started off like connecting like in the beginning, because this breakdown, we've been like passing the ball, like being very like using teamwork. And I think this year, like, our defense is going to be like something that's going to be hard for teams to get past, because we're going to have like pressure defense.
And then, Coach, I always ask this question at the start of a year. I know some coaches have different mentalities. So some of them say, we put our goals out there and then we say, this is what we're doing every day to go towards those goals. And some coaches have more of a day by day, practice by practice. And they say, if we take care of the little things, the big things take care of themselves. Kind of what's your mentality as a coach for this coming season?
I think we're going to do both. We're going to work on the little things that take us day by day. But I think with this group that I have, we're not afraid to throw goals out there and be expected to meet them. And that, I think that's going to start like right after tryouts. We're going to sit down and say, hey, what are we reaching for? I mean, I'm already hearing, my seniors walk around school and saying, hey, this is where we want to go. This is where we want to be. So, with the goals that they have out there, I think it's awesome. But, me and my coaching staff, that we're going to be working on, all right, here's the little things that's going to help you guys reach that, but go ahead and have those goals, man. Because, I think that's what successful teams do. I think that's what championship teams do. So, that's what we're going to do.
Mikaelah, and then, from the players, as one of those seniors, what are some of those goals? What are some of, I guess, goals or expectations that you and the team kind of have coming into this season?
I know me and the rest of my teammates are really hungry. We've kind of had some disappointing outcomes in our section runs. So I know we're coming straight for that so we can get to that road of state. I know that we all have the same mindset on state, sections, all of that. And then we take each game, game by game just to keep our record good so that we can have more confidence.
And then this one will go out to all the players. Now we're talking about the schedule a little bit. I know 4 weeks from today, we kick it off with Edina. So, to any player, what is a game that maybe is circled a little bit? Is there a kind of big rivalry game? A game that if you're going to make sure you see Champlin Park this year, you want to be in the house for that game? Or, multiple games like that. Which would that be from you guys, from your ladies? I'm seeing smiles, so.
I can go first. I know for me and Alicia, we've played with 2 players at Edina. So that's going to be pretty fun for AAU. That's going to be fun to play against them in the high school season because we've never done that before. And then for me personally, I'm excited to play Coach Delmondi's team at Prairie Lake because me and him have a great relationship on the court, but I've never played with him. So it'll be fun playing against him.
Amelia, did you have one? I thought you were going to maybe the same.
Kind of just excited for a lot of the section matchups because that'll be during the regular season our chance to show how much we've improved. And we haven't even played a game yet, but like all of us sitting here, we feel that we've just improved a lot compared to last year. And we're just ready to show all of our section matchups like this is who we are now. And De La Salle on senior night, just you don't want to end senior night on a bad note.
So I'm hearing that I got to be in the gym for De La Salle senior night. I'm hearing I got to be there for that one. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, I'll mark that down. And then, Coach, when you turn the calendar and turn kind of looking to this year, let's say someone hasn't been to a Champlin Park girls basketball game. I don't know where they've been, but let's say they haven't been. What are they going to see from your team on the court, on the bench, kind of, teammates on the bench coming in, kind of that type of situation?
I think one thing they're going to see is they're going to see a team that plays together, a team that has each other's back. I also think they're going to see an exciting team. We're pretty fast, and we can shoot the ball. So they're going to see an exciting team. And Alicia alluded to it earlier is that I think our defense is going to surprise some teams because our perimeter D is going to be nice. And then if they do get beat, which is going to be rare, we're going to follow them down to our bigs, and all of our bigs like to block shots. So it's going to be nice to see. It's going to be an exciting team to watch. Again, I think it's going to be surprising when you walk in and see, because I think it's going to be a different style than the previous Champlin Park teams. Nothing against those teams, but I think it's going to be a different style of basketball that they're going to see.
And we'll start with one of those post players. I always like to have players kind of describe their teammates and kind of see what they see from the court in their perspective. We'll start with Izzy. What's it like having a shooter who could probably hit from the parking lot like Amelia if she gets her feet set? What's that like from your perspective?
Well, Amelia and I have been playing together for 9 years now, which is crazy. And from 3-on-3, we've been setting up plays with all sorts of names to get her out to shoot, and me as a backup inside. And so she's always been a fun person to play with. But I think we have a lot of players this year that can hit outside shots, and kind of having that backup inside also is a super cool aspect I think we can work with.
Amelia, describe what it's like with Mikaelah, kind of that combo guard who can score any way imaginable. She can get physical down low. She can step out and hit the three, kind of any chance she wants to. Kind of what's it like having someone like that on the court?
I mean, she's a bucket, so she's able to hit anything she wants, and she's able to attack either way, get to the rim, get fouls, and she has a really nice mid-range game, and she's really become an all-around scorer for us and has been just really dominant in that end of on that end of the floor, but she's also just really growing, and she's gotten a lot better too. And she's finding ways, she knows she can get buckets, but she's also just finding ways for everybody else to be involved, which makes us even more of a threat. Because if she's getting buckets, but everybody else is getting buckets, it'll be a scary thing to have other teams come up against.
Mikaelah, we'll have you describe I call her the head of the snake of defense, Alicia. Sometimes people I think are going to have a hard time getting it to half court or even past half court with their defense. What's it like having that kind of defensive pressure at that point guard, that leadership from the point guard and her scoring ability?
It's really, when you see us playing, it's really relieving to see someone hound the point guard as much as she does, because then it's like, oh wow, she's just gonna take the ball. We already know she's gonna take the ball unless they give her a black foul call. But her energy on defense really feeds us, and then it gets the bench going, it gets us going. So then like her starting it off honestly just makes our team better, because she's where our energy comes from. Like her initiating all of that intense defense is like really getting us going. So it's really nice playing with somebody like that, especially at the talent that she has.
And Alicia, then we'll have you describe a post player like Izzy, who can get you those boards, kind of patrol the paint, get a big block, get those, secure those boards and do some back to the basket post moves. What's it like knowing that you can dump it in there and get a bucket from her?
It's like, basically, if I'm giving an example, it's like cheating on a test, because like if I don't know what to do, I know that I could just pass it to Izzy and she gonna go up strong with it.
And then coach doesn't get to escape this. This goes to any of the players. What are some coachisms that coach has? Kind of sayings that he says throughout the year, kind of sayings that he goes by, kind of standards like that. Anyone speak? I said, if you can do an impression, that's bonus points. But what are some coachisms coach got?
I know he preaches defense, so it's always like something has to do with defense. And then he's kind of brought into our program one mind, one mission, because it seems like for me playing personally from previous years, we were kind of all like in different mindsets for the season. Like we all had different goals. Like some people only wanted to play for fun. Some people wanted to win, but he kind of united us with the one mind, one mission thing. So I think that's a good quote to describe that way he would say.
Coach, then we'll come to you. That one mind, one mission, kind of why is that important to your program and kind of the way the team is played?
Just being in all the programs that I've coached in before I got this opportunity, coaching under Ellen Weesey, coaching with Jamie Waldo, formerly Brobeck from the U of M, and even coaching under Chris Vanderhyde when he was at Park Center. And you watch the success of those teams, it has to be one mind, one mission. I've been in programs where I've seen different minds and different missions kind of destroy a talented team. So it's just something that I bring in to say, this is where we got to be. When I hear where they want to be and where they want to go, we have to all be on the same page and one mind, one mission if we're going to accomplish those things.
I like it. Now we'll get to know the players a little bit, or I guess I should get to know the team a little bit. This goes out to any player. I always ask this. Who is that hype person on the team? That big and one, the big steal, the kind of hyped up, like taking the charge. Who's that one that's pumping up the team?
Mikaelah.
Mikaelah, any rebuttal, or are you like that? You like that kind of?
Honestly, I agree. I kind of have a famous little move. It doesn't matter who gets an and one. I'm always gonna flex at you guys. So other teams, you got to be prepared for that coming towards them.
Does coach do a flex too? Is there like a double flex on there?
I wish we've gotta get something going where me and coach kind of look at each other.
I'm watching for that at that DLSL game. I'm watching for it.
I was about to say, Kayla's like flex thing is one of the things that motivates me to get the and ones. Like as soon as I do it, I look over, I'm waiting for it. Like it's definitely adds some energy to the game.
So we know we're looking for Mikaelah's and one.
I think it's rubbing off on the team too, because as I've been watching them and fall ball up a breakdown, when somebody gets an and one or that big steal or that, you just see the whole team kind of follow behind Mikaelah and just like, yeah. So, I mean, that's another thing that I think is changing from last year is like I said, the whole camaraderie with the bench and it's genuine, nobody's forced to get up and say anything. It's just that everybody's like looking for each other to be successful.
Amelia, were you going to add something?
I was gonna say, if you're sitting by Mikaelah, you gotta be ready for her to jump up. So she'll jump straight up in the air. If it's a 3, if it's an and 1, if it's a charge, she's gonna jump straight up in the air.
And I think now we know we got to watch out for it in these games.
Mhm.
So now the next one, let's see. This one I sometimes get an answer and sometimes they look at me like I'm a little crazy. So who's the best healthy trash talker on the team?
Ooh.
What I always say is the other team if the other team has something to say, they're not afraid to kind of let them know they're on the court. Is there one? And if there is, who would that be on the team?
I feel like it's kind of silently Alicia because
Yeah.
she'll do it, but she'll say it under her breath because she doesn't want to start anything, but the thoughts are there.
I was gonna say Alicia. I mean, Alicia, they have to catch her before that she can try to talk trash to him. I mean, when she's out in the open court, you ain't catching her, so they got to catch her before they can talk trash to her, right, Alicia?
Yeah, for any opponent, Alicia's the wrong person to say something to, because that's just gonna get her going, and that you don't want to start that up. So
Yeah, I mean, she has an intensity when she's playing defense without getting amped up. You don't want to poke the bear. You want to keep her. I mean, so that's just asking for trouble. Any rebuttal, Alicia? Are you pretty happy with those?
I'm sorry, the baby cries, so I'm trying not to say too much.
No problem. Understandable. Hey, life happens. So it said trash talking. So we'll wait for that for the court. We'll save that for the court. So, and so the next one, players, what I always ask is there a player, NBA, WNBA, college, pro, high school, male, female, that you would say you model your game after, kind of that you really enjoy watching and kind of would like to play, emulate like? We'll start with Izzy.
I mean, I don't want to go for this obvious answer here, but I kind of have to, and it's my brother, Theo. I feel like I just picked up so many things from being dragged to the gym to watch him and all of that like involuntarily picking up on little key parts of the position is definitely someone I try to be like on the court.
Amelia.
It's kind of a lot for me. I mean, both boys and girls, I'm a big fan to watch. NBA wise, I like Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, just their abilities and the way they score kind of just ties into how I do shooting the ball, getting mid range. So kind of them. And then for the girls' side, that's a tough one. That's a really tough one, actually. That's not for right now. But,
Mikaelah.
I feel like I kind of play similarly to Rookie of the Year, Ben Simmons, because everybody knows he cannot shoot the 3 ball that well. That's how I felt. I shot my freshman sophomore year. Like I didn't really have enough confidence to shoot the 3, but obviously that changed as I grew as a player. But I would say because he could still score, so that's why I would compare myself to him.
Alicia, who would you say you compare your game to?
Like related to Izzy, I can say that I compare my game to my older sister because she was really heavy on defense, and I can definitely say I learned a lot from her.
I was gonna say I see a little Crystal Dangerfield in you. That steal and gonna be able to finish and kind of the ability to pass. That's where I'm getting this. I think Coach agrees with me a little bit. A little Crystal Dangerfield in there.
The finishes have been tough for me. Like I ain't gonna lie, they've been a little tough. But I'm working on like I used to be able to control my speed, but now that's a little hard for me.
I wish I had that problem. I can't get fast enough. So I said I'm that one that you're leaving in the dust back there. So and then the next question for players, I always ask this. So we're gonna do, and the coach, you're gonna be on this one too. Minnesota, girls basketball history, past, present, anyone that you haven't had a chance to play with. This is the one player you wish you would have had a chance to play with. We'll start with Amelia.
Ooh, I mean, Minnesota basketball, I think now deserves its recognition for how talented it is. Definitely, like, it's been slept on for a long time, and there's a lot of talented girls that have come out of Minnesota. For me personally, I mean, person to play with, I'd say probably Paige, honestly, just because of the way she was able to use her talent, but also know how to use the talent that the whole Hopkins team had, and her success and the way she works, just to like be a part and see that could help me tremendously as a player. So that'd probably be my answer.
How about you, Izzy?
I feel like I get a lot out of team practices. And so as far as playing with somebody in that sense of playing against people in practice, I wish I would have gotten the chance to play with Maya Naji. We played with a lot of the same people, but never crossed paths or anything. And yeah.
Mikaelah?
Honestly, I've played against her plenty of times, but Adalia McKenzie, you know, she's just a walking bucket. Mad respect to her. But just like seeing the way she has a magnet in her hands to the ball. Like she's always just gonna get the ball. So playing with somebody would definitely inspire me. And I know she's a leader because she wants to win for sure. That's evident. She's been successful with her team. So I feel like that leadership plus that skill level would benefit me a lot.
Alicia?
I would say Kiani, probably because we do majority of the same things and she has my speed. So yeah.
And then coach, Minnesota girls basketball, past or present, who's a player you wish you had a chance to coach in your career?
Oh man, I would say two for sure. I would have loved to have coached Lindsay Whalen. And I would have loved to have coached Paige, just to, you know, I know it's kind of selfish, but you don't have to do much when you have those type of leaders on the floor, you know, that'll run your stuff, and you don't have to like do too much, but you know, keep the team together. But on the floor, they pretty much are coaches on the floor. So I'd have loved to coach either one of them.
Good choices. I feel like those two are going to have had or are going to have success in their careers. So.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk. So going back to this year's team, I always end it with, so we started with one word to describe the 2021-2022 Champlin Park girls basketball team is, and we'll start with Izzy.
I'm definitely going to go with excited, because I feel like our senior class has just been like itching to get to the top and be the leaders. And yeah, I think we're all really pumped up for what we could do this year, especially seeing how we've been working together in breakdown, preseason stuff, and the warm-ups. So excited is going to be my word.
Mikaelah?
I said this earlier, but hungry, because we're just going hunting for these wins. We're going hunting to make a section finals appearance. We're hunting to get a chance to perform at the state championships, you know. So I would just say hungry.
How about you, Alicia?
I'll say hardworking, because yeah, as Mikaelah said, we haven't been like to state or nothing, so we're all really hungry for it, and it's a lot of our senior years. Like, have a lot of seniors, so yeah, it's hardworking.
Amelia?
Kind of to tie into what all of them have said, I'd say motivated, because we've all seen the success and the skills we have in the gym. We all see like how talented all of our players are, from starters to bench, from anywhere. We just know all the skill we have. So we are just like motivated to put that all together and to make far runs into March and into hopefully to state.
Coach, what's your one word for the 2021-2022 Champlin Park girls basketball team?
Scary. Yep, I'm just gonna say, yep, scary, because there's just so much. I'm excited. Like Izzy said, I'm excited to see what they're about to do, defensively, offensively, and just their mindset is what's getting me the most. That these girls on one page is gonna be scary.
I like it. Well, I want to say thank you to all of you for taking your time to do this. I really, really appreciate it. You will see me in there for De La Salle. I got to see Mikaelah, you know, pumping up the team, a little bit of trash talk from Alicia. So when we get to the De La Salle game and other games, I'm excited to get into the gym. Thank you. Thank you. I see a lot of success in your guys' future. So thank you everyone for joining. You ladies have a and Coach, you have a fantastic evening. Take care.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You too.
thank you. Appreciate it.